Welcome to my home, stranger. The door is always open to those with the will to pass the threshold. If you're here by appointment, then proceed and bide your time. Otherwise, I'd be remiss if I didn't inform you about the defensive mechanisms employed here, which are quite formidable. Many have entered without invitation, for reasons as myriad as the fish in the ocean. But of those who've dared to explore further, very few have found their way back out.
If I had 8 arms, I could choke 8 men at a time. Someday I'll have a bureaucratic army typing writs of execution for my enemies. Who would build something like this? And why?
Someone's activated one of the mechanisms in my house. Truly impressive. Not many people would still be standing after that. I invite you to continue, stranger. Just come up the stairs. Meet with me face to face in the upper hall. Search playback. Hello, stranger.
When this plays, search is underway.
You're surrounded by the individual components of my greatest creation, the Clockwork soldier. Now I think I understand. Destroy all the clockworks before I put an end to fate. Clever or lucky. I invite you to meet me face to face. Combat protocol meeting. Your last moment, the last vision you behold, is a work of scintillating industry, the very pinnacle of invention. Enemy at back. Machine is up. Machine is back. Another test for the Clockwork soldiers. Each makes them better in the end. Now that I see you, I've worked out who you are. Not a hired cutthroat. Your clothes are too fine. An aristocratic thrill seeker? That's closer. You've trained with weapons formally, but you're not a salon fencer. There's a bit of back alley in your movements. All that
that, and you have your father's eyes, your Imperial Majesty. Welcome, Lady Emily Caldwin.
Impressive, Jindosh. Then you must also know why I'm here.
I'd assume my involvement with the Duke brought you to my door. Or maybe you're after washed-up Anton Sokolov, comfortably residing in the assessment chamber. Either way, come find me and take whatever it is you seek. But if you fall, I'll have your body carried to my lab for dissection and study. Until either comes to pass, your secret is safe with me.
I'll see you soon, Jindosh.
Until then.
Clockwork soldiers, there's an interloper in my home. Before you stands an invention that will endure beyond my time. The Jindosh Clockwork soldier. Marvel at the Clockwork soldier's hardened metallic skeleton and razor-sharp blades. The miniaturized way-oil tanks are spread across the frame and hidden behind protective amber wood panels. Visual awareness in the front and back. Auditory detection in case the head unit sustains catastrophic damage. My greatest creation.
Playback indicates criminal profile. Combat Protocol 8. Playback indicates a young woman and a sweet face.
Ruberg. Note that your last moment, the last vision you behold, is a work of scintillating history. The very pinnacle of invention.
Enemy evasion.
Successful. One of my Clockwork soldiers. I'll have questions about that. Once I have you restrained. For you, you also slaughter my guns. Here to replace.
On our playback for
Come back here!
execution of foe.
You won't get away! No use running! Take this, girl.
Playback for unambiguous enemy. Playback for combat protocols. Cool down. Okay, the machine has detected something.
I sense your movements. I know where you are. I love to sit there, smoking and sketching out new ideas.
Commence lens refocus. The machine has entered combat.
Anyone here? Show yourself!
The man wouldn't keep us waiting.
There's only
Combat
one
protocol
here.
6.
Something.
When I think about it, your presence implies a great deal. It's very impressive that you survived Delilah and made it down here to Karnaca, all without the aid of your infamous father. Another Clockwork down. Each of those costs a princely sum, I assure you. Be careful. This was devised to test the limits of the Clockwork soldiers. Quite dangerous.
If you're really looking for Sokolov, that old nag is around here somewhere.
No way!
My wall of light, the original Sokolov version, is inelegant but effective. This one is perfected by yours truly. You're quite close now. I can't remember any others that are getting so far. Do you feel pride? Anticipation? You were so close just a while ago, but now I wonder if you know where you're going. At this rate, you may never reach me. I've made so many things, this house not the least among them.
I'm going to call
It's my Clockwork soldiers I've
People don't
worked for.
Leave me alone!
The machine is still searching. Okay, trigger exploration grid.
Huh? What?
The space behind the wall.
So you powered down my arc pylon. How resourceful.
What cruelty is this? There's another choice here. Assuming Jindosh's electroshock machine works. Not sure I'd call it mercy.
Wooden housing breach. Each visitor is another test for the Clockwork soldiers. Each makes them better. In the end.
This playback indicates some detection without certainty. Playback indicates playback for overheating. The machine is now relying on audio system.
The Clockwork you just destroyed was the prototype for depth perception. I'll collect it and add it to my gallery.
Sokolov.
Can it be? Is that young Emily Caldwin?
Anton, save your strength. I came to take you out of here.
Jendosh has bigger plans than you know. An army of his Clockwork soldiers. It would be the end.
I'm going to visit Jindosh too, old friend.
So, you've taken Sokolov. Now what?
You'll be safer in the carriage, Sokolov. Then, I owe Jindosh a visit.
Astonishing. You freed Anton Sokolov.
We need to find something. Anything.
Hello? Anybody?
Holy shit!
No use running!
Dunwall is proud of its navy. Soon you'll see what an army of Clockworks can accomplish. I won't let you take him. Sokolov was the great thinker of his time, and now he belongs to me. Switching to alternative tactical mode. Triggering electrostatic discharge. Second, I registered you in 2 places at once. Extraordinary. Quarry lost. Rear lens array active. And rear playback. Playback for combat protocol. Mechanism detached. I'm certain you entered alone, and yet... You're too good at destroying my masterpieces. Each one costs a fortune, you know.
over there?
Machine switching to alternative override.
Let's see what...
Combatant executed. The machine has completed another full instruction set. Combat Protocol 6. The machine is waking up. Enemy at rear. Playback for execution of foe. I try not to be sentimental about my creations, but I have to admit the sound of them shattering is getting under my skin. One of the finest views in all Karnaka. It seems you found my bedroom, though I confess sleep usually eludes me. My mind won't stop turning. All movements are linked. Everything has a purpose. It's all connected, you see.
So many events in
Brianna
motion,
Ashworth.
each exerting subtle gravity. With Delilah, a new empire could be drawn. And
Shifting
all
the walls and floors as if you were born here. Clever. Or are you just moving things at random?
More coin than a wealthy man sees in a lifetime. It could take years to find a solution on my own. But if Sokolov can be tamed, together we might refine the process, making new clockworks at a fraction of the cost. Whether I seduce my old teacher with the thrill of discovery, or whether I'm forced to apply the clamps to his flesh and turn on the voltage, no matter.
That's it. Closer and closer. I'm waiting. At last, Imperial Majesty, you found me. You realize you're only the second person to set foot in this room, the most sophisticated laboratory in the Isles. Please, try not to damage anything as you die. Clockwork soldiers, dispatch this intruder! Battling, commence lens refocus. Indication search protocol. Entering combat state.
Where did you go?
Cooling down.
Playback indicates.
Know that your last moments, the last what you behold, is a work of sympathy and industry, the very pinnacle of adventure.
Wooden housing breached.
Silver in your imperial skull. Take this. Cut her to pieces.
This plays if someone eludes the machine.
Goodbye, Grand Inventor.
The machine has lost its quarry. Overheating. Stop all that. Playback indicates from detection without certainty.
Kieran Jindosh.
Playback for detection registered. Quarry lost.
This must be the electroshock machine Jindosh mentioned.
Anton Sokolov, once the royal physician and head of the Academy of Natural Philosophy. In your prime, the most sought-after painter in all the Empire. My hero in younger days. Now, my puppet.
If you're going to use this inelegant-looking device, get on with it, Jindosh. Not sure what you hope to accomplish. I must admit to feeling a bit of professional curiosity as to the function of the apparatus.
Patience, friend, patience. The sequence of events is important. You'll come to understand my electroshock machine, but when? Before or after that light leaves your eyes? And where does it go when it disappears? Who will tell me that?
Does anyone ever notice quite as much as you do, Kieran? Perhaps the device could tell us that.
No, sadly, it cannot. But what it can do is take from you the thing you love the most.
I hope you kissed your kids goodbye this morning.
No! Is she dead?
What? What? Sister! You did it. How is he? He's frail and wounded, but he'll recover. I didn't think it was possible. You must have a story to tell. I'll hear it back at the ship. Let's go then. The void, but somehow different this time.
Surprised I can pull you into this place? The outsider marked me long ago. I made you flee your precious tower and turned your father into cold stone. How difficult for you. But when I was young, sweet Jessamine and I were close as sisters, sharing a secret. Emperor Kaldwin had another daughter, born in shame to a kitchen maid.
Am I dreaming? If not, how is Delilah doing this?
But I want to come to call my Jessamine.
I told you, when you're older, perhaps next year.
You said that last year. Jessamine's younger than me, and she's a court every day.
Disney is, well, it's complicated. You'll understand someday.
What did I do? I'll be good. I swear.
Next year, I promise.
Jessamine and I played games in the tower, but at night I'd go back to the servants' quarters to cockroaches and thin gruel. Emperor Daddy would visit and tell me if I was good, next year I'd be old enough to come to court to be a princess. Then one day, pretty Jessamine broke something worth a fortune, and the spy master caught us. She claimed I did it, and he whipped me in the garden house until I bled. My mother lost her kitchen job, and that night we were out on the streets with no place to sleep.
I didn't break it.
Would you like to tell me your name?
We were just playing.
Young Lady Jessie. What's your account?
It was her. Delilah's light. She broke it.
Saw the nastiest parts of Dunwall, ending up in debtor's prison. Jessamine died quick on an assassin's blade, but my mother lingered for weeks after a fat guard broke her jaw. They threw me out when she died. I looked up at the lights of Dunwall Tower and swore revenge. Washing bedsheets in a brothel, I painted on the side, until Anton Sokolov took me as a student. That's the polite word for it. I was crafty even before the outsider marked me, and survived the worst the Empire could offer. Now it's your turn.
My mother's sick. She needs help.
Your mother kicked off while you were out begging. She's another bag of bones now, girl.
What? No!
Your sentence is served and she'll be tossed out with the others. You can't stay here anymore.
It's hard to know whether my dear old aunt is telling the truth or not. When I saw what they'd done to Anton Sokolov, I wanted to hurt everyone who'd helped Delilah and the Duke of Serkonos pull off their coup. Sokolov is the man who made whale oil into a weapon, who turned back the plague, and now he's barely able to speak. The hands that painted the most powerful men and women of our time shake too badly to hold a spoon. When he does talk, he's going to give me a name. The next step along the way to Duke Luca Abel, then Delilah herself. A name. That's all I need.
I'm with you, even in the void. If only I could do more.
Mother? That wasn't a dream, was it?
Am I to blame for Delilah's bitterness?
All this is her doing, and she'll die for it.
Our decisions have weight. I feel my time drawing to an end. Soon.